Look at this box that arrived today. Finally, 3 months after launch, I've been able to get my hands on the Sony PS5. I've been waiting for this moment since the thing got unveiled last June. This is amazing. I got a few accessories, the HD camera, an extra controller, and the console itself. This isn't a PS5, it's a fucking Wii U. What the hell am I supposed to do with this? The PS5 is very hard to get right now. I have literally lost sleep multiple times over it, waiting up all night when there's supposed to be stock, and if I see one more website crash or one more queue that gets me nowhere, I'll do nothing about it. I'll probably just keep trying to get one. But what I have been able to get in preparation of the PS5 is some accessories, in particular all the official Sony accessories. They're all matching with the two-tone color scheme of the console, and I love the designs of them, but I'm still not sure why I bought all these. I think we should start with what is arguably the most important accessory here, the controller. You need a controller to play a console. The PS5's DualSense is the most radical departure we have seen from the classic Sony gamepad style, and you know what? I love it. I was a believer in this controller's design from day one. It looks a lot more sturdy than the DualShock 4, and it feels about as solid as it looks. It's packed full of interesting hardware that I can't use. I know I went out and got this, and the only thing I can do with it is connect it to my PC and play games with Steam. But that's the thing, Steam games with this controller work amazingly. You can map the create and menu buttons to whatever they are called on the Xbox controller, and you can also map the touchpad button and even the microphone mute button to whatever you want. I normally have the microphone mute button mapped to take a screenshot because it's easier than reaching over to my keyboard to hit F12. In Stardew Valley, I have the microphone mute button to cycle through the different parts of my inventory because I like that more than the shoulder buttons for some reason. Obviously, you are missing the haptic feedback, resistive triggers, anything coming from the speaker, and I'm pretty sure the microphones won't do anything, but if you are looking for a controller that's really solidly built, really nice, comfortable to use just for Steam games, you can't go wrong with the DualSense. It works wirelessly just like it would with a PlayStation. You press the PS button and it just connects. You can even customize the colors of the light bar, which is a nice touch because if you look at the controller you see the light bar. This has slowly become my favorite controller from any system. Maybe excluding the Wii U gamepad. I love how ridiculous that thing is. I've been using my DualSense pretty heavily for about a month now, and when I picked up my Xbox One controller after a while of using it, I was shocked at how stark the difference is between them in terms of sturdiness and just how much better the DualSense fits in my hands. Something I do need to mention though is my Xbox One controller is about 18 months old, so it's not exactly a new controller, it has been used. And I also want to add in, this isn't in my script, that there's been reports of drift on DualSense controllers recently, and some people, I'm sure they are getting drift on their controllers. I don't know if it's as bad as Joy-Con drift, but I've used mine very, very heavily. I think in the last 2 weeks Steam has said I've played 100 hours of games or whatever, and I don't have any drift, so unless these people are really battering their controllers or something, I'm not really sure, but I haven't personally had that problem, which is good. It would have been cool if they let you connect the DualSense to the PS4, and you can't, but you can connect it to the PS3, so try that instead. It's kind of a funny novelty that you can do that. The PS3 just sees it as a wireless controller, which is pretty cool. Next up we have the DualSense charging dock. Yeah, I'm not sure what you want from me with this one. It's definitely a charging dock, and it is actually built really well, and I love how the design looks like a little baby PS5. You just place the controller on there and it starts to charge. It's like magic. Because I don't have my PS5 yet, I'm using it as a controller stand for my Xbox One remote as well, because it sits on it nicely and it looks neater there rather than just sitting on my desk. Something that is important to note is that this plugs into the wall independently from the PS5 console, and I like that because it frees up a USB port on the system, but it also takes up a wall plug, so pick your poison. I also picked up the media remote, and I feel like this one might be one of the hardest sells for people. I watch a lot of Netflix on my TV, and my TV remote already has a Netflix button, and that button turns it on, so I don't even have to turn on the TV first and then hit the button. And most 4K TVs are smart TVs, which all probably have Netflix buttons. Every smart TV I've come across has had one because it's the most popular streaming service. So that begs the question, who is this remote for? Well, once I get my PS5, I'm going to start collecting 4K Blu-rays, and I'm sure other people will do the same because it's an option now. Also, I'll just start watching YouTube, Netflix and Disney Plus through the PS5 when I get it. This is a really unnecessary accessory, but if you want it and think you'll be using your PS5 to consume a lot of media, then sure, why not? It's one of the cheapest accessories and I think it's cool to have. I also expected it to be flatter though for some reason. I can't use this PS5 HD camera either. They really could have let this be compatible with a PC. Maybe someone will create software for that someday, I hope. It is literally just a USB camera. It is a 1080p USB camera though, which is pretty cool. This is essentially for people who are going to use their PS5 for content creation. I'm not going to do that. I do everything through my computer because there's a lot more options that way. So I'm not sure why I got this. For the past couple of weeks I've just been plugging it into the wall and placing it beside my bed so the government can watch me sleep. It is built quite nicely, but I don't think I will ever have much use for this unless someone makes software that allows it to communicate with Windows. Then I'd have a pretty sweet webcam. I'm kind of saving the best for last here, and it's the best because it's definitely the most versatile. You can use it with PS5, but if you don't have one of those, it works great with PS4. Which makes you wonder why they didn't let the DualSense work on PS4, especially because they're going to be phasing out the DualShock 4 as they phase out the PlayStation 4. And it also works amazingly on PC. Sony is known for their great audio devices, among other things, and this is the best PlayStation brand headset they have released, period, that I've used. The old one, I believe it's called the Gold Wireless Headset. My dad has it, and I mean his is pretty used, but it's just not as good in comparison, simply because the spatial audio is amazing. I'm playing through Red Dead Redemption 2 right now. This is off script, I finished it the other night. That game has one of the best endings. After so the game ends and then the epilogue ending is so satisfying and nice. I was going to do a video on Red Dead, but then because of how big the game was, I found it a little bit daunting, but now that I have played it, I kind of want to make a video on Red Dead now. The only problem is nobody's going to watch me talk about a 2-year-old game. But anyway, Red Dead has great surround, and a game needs to have good surround sound for the 3D audio to work well. But regardless of that, this headset really surprised me. The mic is nothing to write home about, so you should use a different mic if you're getting this for your PC, which I know a lot of people do, but for listening to music, and especially games with great spatial audio, this is a brilliant choice for the price. Resident Evil 3 is another example of a game with great sound design, and playing Hades with this headset is great because that game has a killer soundtrack. And yeah, that's it for the accessories I got while preparing for getting a PS5. I'm not unhappy with purchasing them. I mean, I can't use the remote or the camera, but I'll have plenty of time to use them whenever I get the console, and the camera will probably bring me an hour of entertainment whenever I play around with it eventually. Apparently there are some cool things you can do with it. The controller and the headset are where it's at. If you're a PC gamer, they're both really good pieces of hardware, and the charging station is a convenience thing, so if you have the money, go for it. If you don't, just charge your controller with USB. I also picked up a few games for the PS5. I have them here. I'm just gonna quickly go over them. I got Call of Duty Cold War. I play Call of Duty every year. It was actually a Christmas present from a friend, and it's arguably the best Christmas present I got this year. I mean, I got the money for the PS5, but I haven't been able to get the PS5 yet. Devil May Cry 5, because I've always been trying to get into the Devil May Cry series, so it's a good place to start, and you can play it at 120 frames per second, which my new TV can do. Then Demon Souls, because I've been playing Dark Souls a lot lately, and I just really want to try this out. It's going to look amazing on PS5. Sackboy Big Adventure, because I'm a huge... I forgot the name of the franchise. I'm a huge Little Big Planet fan, and Spider-Man Miles Morales, because I loved the first game, and ray tracing, all that. Also comes with a remaster of the first game, which I'm very excited to play. The only thing is, I just need something to play these games on, and well, it's not a Wii U, but it'll do.